All right, it is still snowing on us in Kentucky. Yeah, and it's supposed to, I think they're calling for another 3 to 8 inches of white fluffy snow overnight. I'm gonna light a fire here and we'll chat a little bit. I'm interested in the response with these videos. When you hang out, people seem interested in that. And I find that odd. Not that it's bad, just different. I wasn't raised in a home where anybody wanted to hear me talk. if that makes any sense. I kind of thought that with YouTube, people were more interested in, as Indian Larry would say, the mechanicalness of what's going on. Either way, I was telling Shoe Man, the Sears Suburban Backyard Tractor Club, go check them out. I was chatting with him and he said he enjoyed it, the chat, which is good. I like Shoe Man. He's an awesome dude. I guess I'm just saying it's interesting. Maynard, he said he enjoyed it. Maybe a few others. That's kind of interesting to me. Because I thought really it was people would come to my channel to just, you know, watch the project. I do a lot of that. You know, surfing around watching these projects happen and so on and so forth. But I guess there's maybe a great deal of interest in just camaraderie, which I do enjoy. I just thought it was a bit interesting because it's a good thing. And I may do, you know, I was telling old Chew Man, I said, well, you know, I may do more of the chats, because I enjoyed it myself. Just didn't expect for anybody to want to hear me talk. For whatever that's worth, you know, we might call these the Woodstove ciphering, or the Woodstove reckoning, and just talk about life a little bit. What's going on, like the weather. And that's oh, that's something else that we went through this whole winter. Not much of any snow at all. Now we're just getting dumped on. Seems like hourly, which is, you know, we're up in February now. Anyway, when I was a kid, it seemed like we got a lot of snowfall, and I do not believe in global warming. I believe that the weather, there's an ebb and flow to our weather, because I remember as a kid having, in 70, 77, 78, the weather was rough. It was, I mean, there was, I didn't go to school for a whole month, went back for one day in maybe early February, and then was out for the rest of February. So I only went to school one day in 2 months back then. And then we'd have warmer winters and then harsher winters. This winter has been really weird because it was pretty mild and then it got just altogether messed up. Something I was thinking about. We have dreams, you know, not dreams as in, I'm not talking about your brain's activity at night. I'm talking about our life, what we want to do with our life. In my mind, I have a dream, something I would like to do. I believe our life, we have a purpose. We're supposed to, God put us here for a purpose. I believe that. One of my dreams is to repair machinery, whether it be a lawnmower or a car, a stove, whatever. For those who can't do it for themselves, there's a lot of people that we label, we judge, you know, if they're having a hard time, then it's all their fault. That's not true. That's not true at all. In my walk in life, there have been periods when I've had a really hard time. A lot of it resulting in, it was a result from, you know, how you're raised, the tools you're given for life. Some people, they subscribe to, you pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Well, I think that's a bunch of crap myself. I spent many years addicted to one drug or the other, and then it was pretty much a daily. I would consume as much whiskey as I could. In my later years, it was morning till night drinking whiskey, and well, that's, you know, it is what it is. But my point of it is that there's people, say a girl is prostituting herself, you can judge her and say that she's a piece of garbage or whatever you want to say. I don't agree with that. I think that it could be that girl was abused or what have you, and that was the only way she knew to do life. Now, I do know that there are evil people in this world. I get that. I'm not naive. I think I'm pretty much just realistic with it. At any rate, you take a woman, a young girl who's in that situation, she wants to get her life together, she don't have a car to get back and forth to work, fix her car. A dude, say you're some kid all messed up in drugs and stuff like that, and he comes around, he needs to change. I invite him over to the garage and teach him how to work on a car. Now, I know there are dangers in that. You have to be smart about it, because there are people that are so messed up that you could try to help them and they'd clean your garage out. So I'm saying be smart. I'm not saying be naive. But what I'm saying is my dream is to use my life for something more than just myself. These things are fun to work on. It's great to work on. Great to work on these bikes and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, all I got's a bike, or all I've got is a hot rod or anything else like that. You know, that's, to me, that's pretty empty. If that's all you got is something that runs and whatever, you burn the tires off of it, racing or whatever. You know, that's all cool. But what I'm saying is it's okay to have them things. I just want to do something more with my life, a whole lot more. I think people need a shot. You know. And if we are able, I say do it. That's a dream of mine. I'd love to have a big shop to where I could do that. I've worked with, over the last few years of my life, worked with addicts, worked with whether they're chemically dependent or whatever. I've worked with folks like that, and there's some great, really awesome folks. And then again, because I say this from experience, there are those that are there just to use you. They come to meeting or ever what like that, and they get, maybe have to have a court order to sign their paper. They sign their paper for the judge that they're attending a recovery group or whatever. Yeah, and that's all they were there for. I knew it. I mean, I'd signed their paper. They were there. They attended. Could I vouch that they were sincere? No, couldn't do that, but I wasn't asked to either. That's all I'm saying. Do something with your life. Make it somebody else's life better. I think that's a good thing. With my dream shared of doing something for somebody else, somebody who's really wanting to move forward, not you somebody. I'll take a look at what I'm gonna work on today. I still haven't made it to the parts store with all this snow and it dumping down, and I haven't made it to the parts store to get those kits for those carburetors. That's a whole nother chat right there. Me and Terry were talking about that issue of, I don't know in my last chat if I made it clear or not. What my point was that they don't want to sell you a kit anymore. They want to sell you a whole carburetor for more than the price. I made that statement. More than the price of the kit. So you get a carburetor for 30, or you can buy the kit for 12, and they say we can't get it now, but we might be able to get it to you in a week. Terry made the statement that the rebuild kit doesn't always work, and it don't. It don't. I've rebuilt a lot of them, and they work great. I did rebuild a carburetor. I think it was a Yard Man. It had a little Briggs and Stratton motor on it. Rebuilt that carburetor. Couldn't get it to run. I polished the needle valve seat. Everything, every trick I could think of to find. Every trick I could use, and it didn't work, and I went and got the carburetor fired right up. So yeah, there's a failure to them. I don't know what the ethanol's doing to them, but to clarify my point, it seems like it's kind of out of convenience sometimes that they can make more money selling you a carburetor than just selling you the kit. I'd rather try the kit first myself. I've had fair success rebuilding those carburetors, but yeah, it's there's a failure rate for sure. Let's check out what's going on here while this wood box gets warm. Been piddling with this project for, I don't know, I got this thing back in the fall. Guy gave it to me. I started working on it, and I discovered that they were trying to hold everything together with this nickel here, and I couldn't. I rebuilt the carburetor, and I went to put it back on, and then I realized that there's a flange here. They were holding this down with this. When I tightened the carburetor down, everything was still real loose, so I took everything off, and then I found this nickel. You couldn't really see what was going on before, but they were trying to hold, because that was stripped out, they were trying to hold it down with that nickel, and that's going to leak air like a sieve. So I repaired that thread as best I could. We might try throwing this thing together and get it fired up today. Don't know if it will or not. We'll see. Okay, the weed eater. You can see this depression here. That was that attempt for that nickel to hold this adapter that goes between the carburetor and the head on there. Went on right like this. Okay, they had stripped this out. Now the dilemma came in, not with the carb kit. I was able to get it. The dilemma came in with trying to find any kind of helicoil or anything for that type screw. Now, being as the screw was missing, I didn't have one. I couldn't find the screw or a helicoil or anything. What I could find was a helicoil for 1/4 inch. So I took a 1/4 inch bolt, and I've ground this head off, and I'm making a screw out of this is what I'm doing. I drilled this adapter out where this bolt would slip in there, but the shoulders is so close I had to grind the head off. And I'm going to take, what I'm going to do is take my angle grinder with a disc on it, cut me a slot, and make a screw for that. You may ask yourself, why would you fool with such a thing? The only answer I can give you to that is because it's there. I mean, it's almost like a brand new leaf blower. I hate to just chunk it, so I thought it was worth the, you know, I'm gonna have, I don't know, when everything, maybe $15 invested, maybe, I don't know, but we're gonna see if we can fix it. Looks like it worked, fellas. It's fastened down good. We got rid of our nickel business there. I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of it together and hope for the best. It's time to get the carb mounted, and it fits in this monstrous deal here thusly. Looks like that O-ring's all right there. I'm gonna leave it. Not gonna mess with that. I got it running, fellas. It seems to be running pretty good. Well, fellas, I'm rounding my day out here. You can see it's peppering down again. That's okay though. We got plenty of wood for the fireplace. Electric's still on. We're hanging in there. It's gonna let my little truck run there for a little bit. Hopefully keep my battery alive. That battery's getting a little weak in that truck, so I'm just starting it every few days, letting it cycle a little bit. See if we can make it through the winter with it. Anyway, guys, hopefully we'll fire up the camera tomorrow. Take care.